Hello, everyone, and welcome to Greenville Lions football. Coming to you tonight from Homer Norville Field in Kaufman, Texas. Actually, this is Lion Stadium, but it's named after one of the real legendary people here in Kaufman. Started as a teacher, went to become a principal, a coach, athletic director, and eventually superintendent. Just recently passed away. So the field has been named after him. It has been, I guess, for several years, Archer. Kaufman lost to Corsicana last week, and both teams coming into tonight's game, both Greenville and Kaufman, are 0-5 in district. Greenville trailed, or was destroyed by Terrell by a score of 74-28. The Lions tonight are going to have to contend with running back Elijah Rose. Coach Collins told me that Rose is a potential recruit for the next level. Last week against Corsicana, Rose ran for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. Other players to watch from Kaufman tonight are Devin Fivecoat, the quarterback, and wide receivers Dominic and Brody Burks. Information comes from David Claiborne's column in the Greenville Herald Banner, and that would seem to indicate, Archer, that Kaufman is primarily a passing team.
Yeah, as we were talking about pregame before we went on, they've got some serious wide receivers, including one that they're missing tonight, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But they've got some serious wide receivers, so I don't doubt that they are. But with a running back like Rose, I'm sure we can expect anything tonight.
Yeah, they lost their quarterback, Barrison, who went up to Ouachita Baptist this year. He was the son of the coach, and the junior quarterback is a little bit inconsistent, according to the information that I got from one of the coaches earlier. Greenville is going to depend upon wide receiver Chris Whitus, who is back, along with lineman Jordan Rector. They will join seniors Makai McEwen and Ethan Brand in leading the Lion team tonight. Also be watching for sophomore running back Montana McEwen. Younger brother Makai, who picked up some big yards for Greenville last week. He had a pretty good night and went over 100 yards, Archer.
Yeah, he played really well last week. He's consistently been getting better ever since that Sulphur Springs game we saw, and he's probably solidified himself as a possible starter for next year.
Yeah. Do you think he can duplicate that performance tonight?
I think so. I think this defense has some holes in it, as we've seen. They've let up a lot of points, and I think McEwen can take advantage of that.
Well, I think sophomore quarterback Jeremiah Freeman, who's taken over for Phoenix Rodriguez, is going to be glad to have Whitus back.
Yeah.
We are clearly, because you can hear the PA announcer in the background, we are operating from the top row of the Kaufman stands, and we do not have internet tonight, so we will not be live streaming. You'll be able to watch the broadcast on YouTube once it gets produced, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Tiffany Lynn is at the controls tonight, and the 2 cameramen working with her are William and Josh, and we appreciate the work of all 3 of those folks. We're going to take a short break, Tiffany, and hear from GEUS.
Hometown internet service and support that fits your budget. GEUS has you covered. Choose from 3 amazing packages. Need basic browsing? Try GEUS 50. Streaming and gaming more your style? GEUS 320 delivers. For the ultimate experience, try GEUS 500 and keep the whole family connected. Whether you're streaming your favorite shows or competing online, GEUS Internet keeps you connected. Visit GEUS.org or call 903-457-2800 to find the perfect plan for you today.
And we're back as the Greenville Lions have just made their way out of the tunnel tonight, as it looks like Kaufman's taking a little bit extra time to warm up in the end zone. You didn't get to see it, but the Kaufman band performed their halftime show before the game. Since tonight is their homecoming, they'll be doing the homecoming events at halftime tonight.
And that is the voice you're hearing is Archer O'Neill, who's my color commentator partner tonight, and I apologize for not introducing him. I'm, of course, Bob Nearty. Got a few years of doing this under my belt. Archer's been doing it for a couple of years now. He does a wonderful job substituting for me when I'm out of town. And tonight, of course, he's subbing for Bentley Love. He's doing some photography work at the Lone Oak game where his nephew, Dylan Klein, a 6'7" wide receiver, is celebrating his senior night as the Buffaloes take on Harmony. It's a beautiful facility here. Lovely field. We got to walk across the field from the visitor side where we had to park. And I had to maneuver up these stairs, which wasn't too much fun, Archer.
Yeah, it wasn't fun for me either.
We've got, we're kind of limited on our rosters tonight. We're going to be sharing both the Kaufman and Greenville rosters. But as we mentioned, Greenville's gotten a lot healthier tonight and got some guys back from disciplinary action. It's going to be good to see people like Rector and Fruellen in that backfield spelling Montana McEwen.
And also Bravion Colbert and Chris Whitus both back at the receiver position. As you mentioned, that'll definitely be able to help our sophomore quarterback with only one start under his belt. Possibly hit a few guys.
Yeah, clearly that's going to be a tremendous plus for Jeremiah Freeman. The aforementioned receiver who is not able to play tonight for Kaufman is Aljur Miles, a senior wide receiver. Stands about 6'4", weighs 200 pounds, heavily recruited by SMU.
Yeah, you were telling me a story about how they recruited him.
Yeah, Coach Lashley from SMU actually chartered a helicopter and landed just across the field in an open area to watch Miles play. But at 6'4", 200, he certainly got the body for a wide receiver.
Yeah, we'll be watching him on Saturdays next year. Surely, right? He's a senior, right?
Yes, no question about that. Now the Kaufman Lions, this is a battle of the Lions. Had one earlier against Ennis, but this is the Kaufman. They're dressed with black helmets, black jerseys with gold numerals, and gold pants. The Lions, on the other hand, are dressed completely in red, and they'll have the, are they white helmets or red?
I believe red helmets.
Okay, red helmets tonight, so, and red piping numbers on their jerseys. So, but I think the numbers are going to be pretty easy for us to call. Plus, we are a little bit closer to the field tonight.
Yeah, we don't have any glares from any glass or anything, so it couldn't be too bad. I just mentioned,
Go ahead.
as you mentioned, it's a cat fight again, which this is actually our 5th cat fight of the season.
Lots of tigers and lions in this district. Might get a little bit chilly for us. Right now, game time is pretty good, isn't it, Narsha?
Yes, sir. The weather right now in Kaufman is 62 degrees, and it says it feels like 59. So it's got a nice little breeze, and it's a good night for football. They'll stay warm down there in the cold.
Well, I'm glad I opted for the sweatshirt tonight, I'll tell you that. And we're having a prayer now, and that'll be followed by the national anthem.
If you're looking to remain safe, while declaring you off in medallion. I prepare that we will go around you in and out of the city. And keep for your son and only his importance. So you can guys soul the real and he is the liberty, even.
Atletin kolonisi beginnt.
Great rendition of the national anthem from the band that Archer mentioned earlier, really put on a fine performance. So I guess that was from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it looked like it was like a sea-themed, Little Mermaid-themed show, and it was outstanding. They had mini solos. I mean, I love watching the away bands play because they're always just, we see our band every week and they're amazing as always, but it's just so fun getting to watch 9 other bands play this season.
The captains for Kaufman tonight are number 12. I think that's Martin. Numbered 1, that's Peyton. I think that's Peyton Bowers.
Yes, sir.
He is in street clothes. He's supposed to be one of the premier defensive players for Kaufman. So, in addition to Miles, apparently Bowers is going to miss this game as well. Also, number 15. That's
That's
one of the
Miles.
wide receivers. Or that's Miles. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, number 5. That's quarterback Devin Fivecoat. Greenville is going to receive. I don't know whether they won the toss or not. Did you notice, Archer?
I believe they won the toss.
Okay, so they decided. That's interesting. Not normally, but lots of times, when a team wins the toss, they will defer to the second half. In this case, Greenville wanted to get going early with the offense, and let's see if they can get a good return, and then a sustained offensive drive.
I could see it as they're keeping their players warm after the warm-ups, making sure they don't get too cold, because it is chilly and they're probably feeling it down there. I see a bunch of players wearing tights and long sleeve shirts, so I'm sure they want to keep their offense warm, and that's one way to do it.
And we've got some color. We got some pink and pink socks and pink gloves, and we've got some green shoes. I think we got Chris Whitus with the green shoes. He's one of the beat men, along with Pierre Dunn, I assume. And they're standing right now at about the 10-yard line. The only kicker listed for Kaufman is Tristan Renteria. So you'll call it him doing the honors here to start this one. And we're underway. It's a short kick. It's going to bounce. It's taken at the 30 by Howard, and Howard is fought down at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, and it looks like he was brought down by number 6 from the defense, from the kicking team, Omar Zamarian, getting a bunch of round of applause from his teammates on that tackle as he made a good stop on number 16 who was pushing.
Well, Isaac Howard made an appearance 2 weeks ago, brought up from the JV, which has since been dissolved because of the number of players hurt at the varsity layer. They had to bring so many kids up they couldn't fear the JV team. So Howard's been with us, and he's seen significant playing time.
Yes, he's made his mark on the team.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line. Hand off to McEwen. Tries to go off the left side, and he is met there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was met by Caleb Roberts, the sophomore as well. So sophomore on sophomore right there to open up the game. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 because he got stopped right at this line of scrimmage.
As we said, both teams have struggled in district. Kaufman's overall record is 2-6. But they come in at 0-5, as do the Greenville Lions. Will it be 2nd and 10 for Freeman? Probably go to the air here. Fakes to Montana Miguelina, passes to Colbert, and Colbert cannot handle it. Bounced off his chest for an incompletion, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play, and maybe, that's Colbert's first action in a few weeks. Maybe he just wasn't quite ready for that one, but he'll definitely be ready for the next one.
He's a really gifted receiver, and that's something we haven't seen, and we probably won't see much of for the rest of the season. He's got great hands, very consistent. So Freeman's looking at a 3rd and long here. 11:15 remaining here on this first quarter. Ethan Brand in motion. Freeman gets some protection. He has Colbert this time over the middle. Colbert spins out of a tackle and gets the conversion.
Yeah, and just as we said, Colbert be ready for the next one, and he was. And he got about 12 yards on that pickup and brought the first down to the Lions.
I wonder if he's celebrating breast cancer a week late.
Well, I mean, technically, it's October, correct? So he's got the last day to do it.
Okay. The entire month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
I thought so.
Okay, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Jeremiah Freeman fakes a handoff. He's keeping it off the left side. He's up very close to first down yardage.
Yeah, and he looked like he was met by number 20 from the defense. Again, Caleb Roberts. So a few big plays from the sophomore early on in this game, as it'll bring up about 2nd and 1 for the Greenville Lions.
Really good job providing interference from the left side of that offensive line, led by Jury Sixtos. 2nd and we'll call it 1. There's a blitz picked up by Tudors Armstrong, and Freeman has to dump it.
Yeah, that was a really good pickup of running back, as he was aiming for number 12, Ethan Brand, on the reception. Just kind of had to throw it a little bit to his feet as he was getting rushed pretty heavily.
Yeah, well, Freeman he didn't want to take a big sack there.
Of course, and that's a smart play from him.
Zayden Armstrong Teeters in there at running back really did a good job of keeping that blitzing linebacker out, but Freeman had to dump it. Now it's 3rd down and 1. And there's a procedure penalty. Pre-snap's going to go against the Lions.
It will indeed.
Somebody on the left side.
Announcer from the referee said it was number 50, Lucas Waltrip, the junior.
Well, that's a name we have in Cole on that offensive line, Archer.
Yeah, he must be filling in for somebody that's out tonight.
Either that or he's in there maybe at a offensive end position. 4th and 6, hand off to Teeters. Teeters is up, but he's going to be short of the conversion at midfield.
Yeah, he brought to a whole line of Kaufman lines, and that'll bring up 4th and short, which looks like the Greenville Lions are going to go for it on this, because they're just on the wrong side of the 50.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 4th and 3, so this is a stretch, and Coach Collins has changed his mind, and he's going to let Freeman take care of punting this ball down the field. Playing the field position game.
Yeah, I was going to say, either way, I could see it going well both ways. I could see a good punt, and I could see a good conversion on 4th down, so I'm not upset with the call here.
Now, is that Freeman, or is that somebody else punting?
It looks like Freeman. He's got a wristband on, so I'm going to assume it is.
All right, gets a good snap. Gets the kick away. It's a high kick. Fair catch called for at the 22-yard line, and that's where Kaufman will set up shop.
Yeah, that was a great punt and a great way to switch the field. So, again, good call by Collins there, and let's see if this defense can come out against a roughed-up offense.
Well, about the one conversion, and they very nearly got the second one. But now let's see what that defense can do.
Yeah, and we'll see Devin Fivecoat walk out there leading the offense. Missing one of his, it looks like running backs as well, because it looks like Kate Bowers was a running back and linebacker. So short backfielder, so we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, number 29 is Elijah Rose, and he is in the stack formation behind Fivecoat. Fivecoat standing 4 yards deep, Rose 6 yards deep. He gets the handoff, dodges a tackle from Legarian Savage, and picks up nice yardage.
And it looks like he was originally met by Chris Whitus, number 5. So coming back quick, being on defense and offense.
Looks like we got some green shoes on Javion Bailey, too.
Yeah, I was almost going to say, it looks like Chris Whitus isn't the one in green shoes, because he no longer has green shoes.
Okay. All right, second, we're called at 4 for Kaufman. Bailey backs away from this coverage. Quick throw ball, Fivecoat. It's complete. Looks like it might be enough for the conversion.
Looks like it was. It was Brody Brooks on the reception, met instantly by Chris Whitus, number 5.
Yeah, Brody Brooks and Dominic Saidi will be the two primary targets tonight with Miles out. So it'll be 1st and 10 Kaufman. They're spotted just inside the 35-yard line. Fivecoat takes a snap, looks to his right. It's a bubble screen. Good blocking for number 14. That's Sadu.
Yeah, number 23 was the one on the block, and he made a big block. That's Braden Gomez, but he was met by number 6, Devin Stroud, on the Greenville Lions defense, about 5 yards short of the 1st down.
Yeah, that play has gotten so popular at every level of football, and the key is that guy that's blocking in front of the receiver. 2nd and 5. Movement from the defense. They've got Rose. He's being pushed. But the Lions have got him. Makai McKieran holding on. caps him on the head. McEwen's a great sport and a great leader on this Greenville team.
Yes, he really is, and he sets a good example for his younger brother, and a running back who's just a sophomore. So somebody that we'll definitely see probably take over that defensive role on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep. Defensive secondary, Colbert's in there with Devin Stroud. Cam Clayton, number 7, is a real stalwart. Here's 5 code, he's loose. Down to the 40, on the keeper, he's down to the 30. Cuts back, brought down at the 22-yard line. Boy, that was wide open. He could have driven the truck through that head.
Yeah, that was a great play call from the Kaufman Lions as he got, about 40 yards on that pickup, met by Javen Bailey and Devin Stroud finally at the 23-yard line, it seems.
And that was not 5 code. That was the backup quarterback, number 12, Cole Martin, who's a much bigger kid. And he is normally the linebacker. It's supposed to be one of the leading tacklers for this team. So they snuck Martin into that backfield on a keeper.
Yeah, something the Lions will definitely be prepared for next time they see a big guy in the backfield.
1st and 10 from the 23, above another bubble screen, this time well defended by Stroud once again with a short pickup.
Yeah, it looked like he broke 2 tackles on that, one from Stroud and one from McEwen, but was finally met by number 70, LeGarren Savage, to make the final tackle to step him 1 yard short.
Where the Lions threw him for about a half a yard loss. But maybe they've got that bubble screen worked out pretty good. Kaufman has 2 receivers to the left, and they're stacked. 2 receivers to the right, also stacked. The Lions defense trying to cover both receivers.
And it looks like the big quarterback's in again, too.
Another quick throw out to Rose. Rose slips the tackle. And brought down by Aguilera. After a pickup, if it got full.
I guess that's one way to make sure they don't fall for the fake every time is throw the quarterback in and have him throw a pass.
Right, okay. So Jorge Aguilera with his first tackle of the evening from his linebacker spot. We'll try to identify the guys up front. We've got Cash Garcia at right defensive end. Now Cooper Roppers in the 4-man front. LeGarren Savage. Then on the far side, we'll have to identify him in a minute. 5 code drops back. Looks like a screen pass. It's to Rose, and they've got a hold of him. It's a good job that time by McEwen.
Again, very good heads-up play from McEwen. And again, great sportsmanship from him. Takes him down, picks him up, and taps him on the back of his helmet for a good play.
4th and long now. Looks like about a 7-yard needed for Kaufman. They are not going to the kicking game, so apparently they're going to try to make it with the offense still on the field.
Yeah, we didn't get much of a view of their kicker before the game, so I'm not sure if that's not in his range or they just think they can get a touchdown on this play, or at least a first down.
5 code has 2 running backs on either side of him now. There goes Rose in motion, fakes a handoff, looking downfield by his cover. Now he fans a man, and it's a complete pass for a first down.
Yeah, and he was right out of bounds by number 6 and number 5 from the Lions defense, Whitus and Devin Stroud.
Thought the Lions might have been in a zone defense, but the receiver just found the crease. Made a nice play. Good throw, good catch.
Yeah, again, great play calling from this Kaufman Lions team. I mean, they've got the players to be a good team. They just have been unlucky in the district thus far, but they're showing out pretty well tonight.
Tayden Sheffrib are into the backfield now as a running back. 1 receiver split left now, 2 to the right. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 10-yard line. So it's actually 1st and goal. Hand off to Sheffield, up the middle. He's met at the 5, and that's about as far as he's going to go.
Yeah, and he was met by a whole group of Lions. I wish I could tell you which one made it first, but we'll take a guess, and Armstrong Teeters was the last one to get up, so we'll call it his tackle there.
Yeah, Tayton was up there from his defensive secondary spot, so he's obviously coming up and trying to make some early tackles. May open up the passing lanes for Kaufman.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they saw that up in the booth and call a passing play sometime soon.
Clayton's an aggressive defender, so we'll see how that works out. Holbert now in the slot defensively. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. In motion and back the other way. Pitch back to Rose. And Rose is met at the 5 and squeezes his way down to about the 3.
Yeah, it looked like number 40, Aguilera, was able to snag him by the ankle. Aguilera was able to snag him by the ankle and never let go, and was able to get the rest of the Greenville team there to hit him down to the ground.
Yeah, Saidu was the guy in motion. He came this way and then went back the other way, trying to lure the defenders that way, but they did a good job with Rose, and it looks like maybe he only picked up a yard. Call it 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. See if that Greenville defense can bow its neck right now and hold these guys from getting into the end zone.
We've got a lot of guys on the left side of the field. I wonder if we're going to see some sort of screen out to the left, as it seems like we'll see nothing as Kaufman will call a timeout there.
Yeah, Coach Burleson just wasn't sure he had the right player, the right personnel in there, so he got his guys over to the side, and he's going to recall that play. Had a beautiful night for football, as we indicated earlier. The wind has really died down. I'm thankful for that because, and I'm thankful for wearing this sweatshirt.
Yeah, it was a good call for him. He's having it from the truck before we got out.
And a really nice scoreboard here. Unfortunately, Josh, the cameraman, is right in my field of vision, so I have to work to see what the down and distance is, and so do you, I guess, since you're trying to do that as well as be the color commentator.
Yeah, I've been trying to guess it, trying to help you find out where it's at, but not too bad of a view still.
Well, we're down to 3 minutes and 8 seconds here in the first quarter of a 0-0 ball game. Kaufman trying to punch it in. 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Elijah Rose in the backfield with Devin Fivecoat. You have 3 receivers split to the left. Just a tight end on the right side. Watch out for that guy. Man in motion. Fivecoat rolling to his left, throwing, and it's incomplete. He was intending that time for Brody Burks, who was the man in motion, and Burks just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, and a beautiful defensive stand by the Lions. A big play from number 6, Devin Stroud, was able to just get in the middle of his hands. It looked like Burks had the ball in his hands, and Stroud broke it right out before he got down into the end zone.
Unfortunately, this is 4-down territory for this Kaufman offense, so if they don't convert, you know that they're going to leave Greenville with very poor field position.
Very true. So I'd like to see a Greenville stand again and work with the long field and see what they can do on offense.
Drayden Talley into the defensive backfield for Greenville. And there's a whistle. And Greenville wasn't set defensively, so they had to take a timeout. So each team with an early timeout. We'll take a timeout with them, Tiffany. We'll be right back after this message from GEUS.
Looking for a better way to manage your electric service? Meet SmartPay, the prepaid electricity program from GEUS that gives you control, convenience, and peace of mind. SmartPay puts you in charge. You decide how much electricity to buy and when to buy it. No monthly bill, no due dates. With SmartPay, there are no monthly electric bills, no late fees, lower security deposits if required, and no disconnect or reconnect charges. Every penny goes toward your electricity. Think of it like filling up your gas tank. You decide how much to add, and we'll let you know when it's running low. Track your usage in real time with the free My Usage app or online portal. Set up text or email alerts so you always know when it's time to add more to your balance. Need to recharge your account? It's easy. Pay online, in person at GEUS or any Fidelity Express location, or right from your phone. SmartPay is perfect for short-term residents, budget-conscious households, and anyone who wants more control without the surprises. Any residential customer can enroll, except those registered as medical emergency customers. Existing customers can switch by calling GEUS. New customers just choose SmartPay when signing up. GEUS SmartPay. Your power, your way.
All right, we're back here at Lions Stadium with Kaufman's position right now at the Greenville 4-yard line with 4th and goal. Junior quarterback Devin Fivecoat at the controls, looking downfield, has a man wide open, standing in the end zone.
And that one right there is number 13, Brody Burks, for the touchdown. So he missed the last one, but was able to make up for it wide open on the right side of the end zone for a touchdown.
That was just a busted coverage. That was too easy. I mean, I think I could have made that throw.
Yeah, it looked pretty easy.
So Kaufman strikes first with 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Renteria will attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up. Also good. Kaufman takes an early lead, 7-0. And once again, we'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the Kaufman kickoff.
Serving the people of Greenville is what we do. At GEUS, community involvement, volunteering, giving back through sponsorships, and providing hometown service with world-class reliability are just a few of our priorities. Being a locally owned public power utility means we are your family, friends, and neighbors. Community involvement and giving is easy when you are serving your hometown. Nationally recognized reliability and service, owned by those we serve for over 130 years.
When GEUS first brought electricity to Greenville, the world looked like this. Today, more than 130 years later, the world looks like this. Some things change over time, and some things stay the same. Competitive rates, reliable electricity, and hometown customer service. GEUS, delivering reliable electric service to our hometown for more than 130 years.
All right, we're back here at Lions Stadium in Kaufman. Lions trail by a touchdown. Javian Talley and Pierre Dunn back deep for the Lions. It's a deep kickoff. And Dunn's got it at the 12. He's up to the 20, trying the middle. Stops, makes a move, and he's loose. Good tackle at the 30-yard line, but a nice run back by Dunn. However, there is a penalty on the play.
Yeah, and there goes another one. Definitely one's going to be on Kaufman here, as it looked like number 6, I want to say, pushed number 30 from the Greenville Lions, Jaden Talley. I don't really know what was said, but Jaden Talley made a big block and then got pushed in the back way after the play. So there's definitely going to be a personal foul on Kaufman at least.
Well, there are 2 flags on the field, so we'll wait for the referees to adjudicate this information.
With a big return from Dunn, I hope they're either offsetting or both on Kaufman.
Well, if it's offsetting, I guess they have to kick it over again.
No, that may be so. And it looks like
maybe they walk both ways. Walk one way, walk the other way. Here's the call from the ref.
Så 13, det er bare til det ene. Det er det bare. Han må bede, så det er en af syrene.
Okay, so there was a holding call that took place somewhere around the 30-yard line. So that was a 10-yard back, and then 15-yard personal foul against Kaufman after the play, brings it out to the 33-yard line. So the Lions ended up with really good field position, Archer.
Yeah, a little less than they had on the return, but still, thanks to that penalty, a pretty nice spot to be in.
Dunn is split to the right. 2 receivers split to the left. Hand off to McEwen. He's got some room off the right side. Breaks a tackle, forced out of bounds, and that might be a penalty after the fact. No, nothing after the fact. That we got a Kaufman player down at the 34-yard line, and that looks like that might be pretty serious.
Yeah, he's definitely hurting. And while we talk about something other than the injured player, that was a big block from a little guy, Pierre Dunn, on the right side. He made a big block from McEwen to get probably about 15 extra yards on that play.
That was a really good job off the right side of that offensive line. We'll see if we can identify those guys now that we've got an opportunity. On the left side, we talked about Julian Sixtos already. And at left guard is probably Julian Maldonado. Levi's Davenport, of course, is the center. Nick Martin generally mans the right guard spot. And the right tackle is typically number 51, James Hamilton. But I'm not sure James was in on that particular play, Archer.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. And as I mentioned before, we heard number 50 get called, and he's on the field right now. Lucas Waldrop in there at an offensive line-ish position. So I'm not too sure. We've probably got a few guys rotating in, but
Waldrop is, he says he's listed as a junior, but that's the first time we've seen him in the offensive huddle.
yeah, either he's been out or he was one of the guys that's probably came up from the JV team and is filling in for all the injuries that we've had.
As they attend to the Kaufman player, it appears to be possibly a lower leg injury, maybe a knee. But we do have a stoppage here, Tiffany, so let's go ahead and take a minute to hear from GEUS.
Through GEUS's Roundup program, you can make a big difference with just a few cents. When you join Roundup, your GEUS bill is rounded up to the nearest dollar. That's anywhere from 1 to 99 cents a month. Just spare change for you, but real help for someone else. Your donation helps support neighbors in need right here in our own community. You can choose to round up your monthly bill, make a recurring donation, or give a one-time contribution.
Archer O'Neill and Bob Muty back here at Lions Stadium. 1st and 10 for Greenville at the 45-yard line of Kaufman. Oh, my goodness. Montana McCurran got the ball about the same time he was met by Cole Martin.
Yeah, they just snuck right through the offensive line on that one, and, well, they let him know that they were there. That was a big hit that got a reaction from the fans.
Jalen Mayfield, a freshman offensive lineman, is manning that right tackle spot, and he was probably occupied with somebody else, and Martin just blitzed in and said, "Hello, Montana."
Yeah, not a friendly introduction, but an introduction at that.
Loss of 2, called up 2nd and 12. Freeman drops back under pressure, finds Cabert. Cabert has some room to run and advances it for positive yardage.
Yeah, that was a really good screenplay as we saw number 75, Jalen Mayfield, the freshman that you mentioned, run very far out. Oh, no, sorry, 77. Levi Davenport went very far out to hit a block. So good coverage from the Lions all the way there, and was able to just sneak a linebacker in and grab over.
Yeah, it looks like the right side is manned by Waldrop and Mayfield. We'll call 3rd and 7 for Greenville. Freeman drops back under pressure again. It's a screen pass to McGillett. He's down to the 20-yard line for a Greenville first down.
Yeah, and once again, that offensive line is definitely making a mark on these defenders, because number 77 again was down the field to make another block for McEwen to probably pick up an extra 10 yards after that block.
That's a really great call with the screen pass there, Archer.
Yeah, it was.
Kaufman's been getting a lot of pressure on Freeman, and the screen was a perfect call. Montana McCurran runs again. Short pickup this time.
Yeah, he was brought down by number 50 again, who just has been sneaking through that offensive line to make plays on this offense.
Nick Martin pulled from his right guard spot, and he came up a little bit gimpy, and he had a knee injury. It kept him out of one game here recently. 2nd and 8. Freeman fakes, tries to find Colbert, and it looked like somebody might have had a hand on him.
Yeah, he was very covered. I don't know if it was legally or not legally covered, but nonetheless, there was no foul called on it, and that'll bring up third down and long. Looks like about 38.
Yeah, Freeman just missed him by about a step. That was a good throw, just a little bit early. That'll be 3rd and 8 for Greenville. Ball is spotted at the Kaufman 19-yard line. Brand in motion, and there's a procedure penalty on Mayfield. So the freshman gets caught trying to get an early start to block for the quarterback.
Yeah, and something we saw one of the Lions receivers come out for Jaco. Jaco's in the game at the stop receiver now on the same side as Pierre Dunn. So possibly something we could see with Braymon Colbert out alone on the other side.
Yeah, Jaco had a touchdown last week.
Yeah, a big one at that.
3rd and 12. And the movement from Kaufman, and the pass is overthrown, intended for Colbert. Let's see if there's a penalty on the play.
Yeah, it looks like there's one on the far side of the field. So it was the free play that they were expecting, and they'll be able to, I guess, replay that 5 yards forward.
Yeah, let's see if that goes against Kaufman or whether or not they were drawn offsides.
Yep. It was on defense, so that'll bring back the 5 that Mayfield lost them, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8 again.
Okay, so Greenville gets another chance. Back to 3rd and 8. We'll call it the 18.5-yard line. 16 seconds remaining here in the first quarter at Lion Stadium in Kaufman as the Lions of Greenville trail by a touchdown. Quarterback Jeremiah Freeman, the sophomore, ran in motion, takes a handoff, throwing deep, and he overshoots Culver once again.
Yeah, it looked like that was the one they wanted. They wanted it last time on the busted play from the defense, and they went for it again and just barely overthrew Culver, who was he had a very good chance of catching that one if it was in his range.
Well, I think he's expecting Colbert to get downfield a little bit faster than he's able to.
Possibly so, and that may be something lingering from where he's been out.
All right, so it looks like the Lions are going to go for it. Again, we have the Lions against the Lions, so enough to specify that this is the Greenville Lions going for it on 4th down. Good pressing. Oh, wide open receiver, and it's off his hands. That was Draco, and that was a touchdown. Wait behind.
That was right there. That ball could have been placed no better. So good throw from the sophomore quarterback, and just an unlucky drop from the sophomore receiver there.
Oh, yeah. You got to lick him in, boy. That's a shame because that was a perfect throw from Freeman, and Draco was wide open.
It was indeed, and what a great play call again from Collins and the offensive coordinator from the Lions, as that will bring up 1st down and 10 from not great field position for the Kaufman Lions. Sorry, so many Lions in this district. The Kaufman Lions won't have very good field position, but they'll have the ball.
Well, I think the coaches for Greenville have got to be pretty encouraged by the success of the Greenville offense thus far in this one.
Yeah, they look great, and even with the backup quarterback with 19 in the game, Freeman, they still look pretty hot.
Here's 1st and 10. Hand off to the running back. That's Spider Rose. Rose is loose. He's down to the 25. He's out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that run will bring the end of the first quarter to us, as after that they won't have to switch very far. And while they're switching, we'll go ahead and take a break and hear a message from GEUS.
When GEUS first brought high-speed internet to Greenville, the world looked like this. Today, more than 20 years later, the world looks like this. Some things change over time, and some things stay the same. Fast speed, reliability, and hometown customer service. GEUS, delivering high-speed internet to our hometown for more than 20 years.
Back here at Lions Stadium, it's 1st and 10 for Kaufman at their own 47-yard line. That's Martin in there at quarterback. Martin couldn't find a receiver, so he pulls it down and picks up maybe a couple of yards. He is a big guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd be scared to tackle that guy if he came in, especially being a linebacker that he normally plays on defense, he said. I'd be terrified of tackling him. So good play from the Greenville Lions defense to get him down and get him down quick.
I'm going to take a guess that he's about 6'4", probably goes about 225 pounds.
Yeah, he looks like he's towering over the rest of those guys. And as we were told, the receivers are pretty big guys. So I agree.
He had a really good run on the quarterback keeper earlier, and then he had a really good tackle. 2nd and 8. He throws out to his left. He has his man. Rose with the catch, and he's just inside Greenville territory.
Yeah, and it looks like after that first one of the game, Greenville's very prepared for that screen pass that they keep throwing, where they stack 2 guys and throw it to the back one. So possibly a play we'll see a lot, and possibly a good defensive play that we'll see break that up again.
I wonder if 5 Code have some kind of a injury problem.
Yeah, we sure have seen a lot of the backup quarterback Cole Martin that we didn't really expect to see any of. So
Third down, we'll call it 6 yards for Kaufman. Martin fakes the pitch and keeps it. He's just like a fullback, and he's still going. He's pushing the pile. He's way down inside the 35-yard line of Greenville.
yeah, and it looked like the last guy that grabbed him was McEwen. Mekhi McEwen grabbed him and didn't let him go and let the rest of his team join him in taking down the quarterback.
One of the things you have to do with a big running back is you got to get him low. You got to get him around the legs. If you try to tackle him high, he's just going to carry you. I noticed that Devin Fivecoat was in at a receiver spot that time. So apparently he's pretty versatile. But he's back their quarterback now.
Possibly something we'll watch a double pass from.
Fakes the handoff, finds a little screen. That's Rose on the reception. And he's brought down, I think, by Aiden Rose.
Yeah, and seeing him run after he gets the ball, I can see how he got, 190 yards last game?
192, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see it because he is a speedy guy.
Yeah, they didn't say what his receiving yards were. That was just rushing yards. So he's obviously a very qualified or consistent receiver as well. 3 receivers out to the right. Rose may be one of them. No, he's in the backfield with Freeman or Fivecoat. It's 1st and 10. Fakes right, throwing deep. And it's a touchdown. And we got the lights flashing here. This is something that we've seen at other stadiums where the home team scores. They dim and then bring back the stadium lights.
Yeah, and that was a reception from number 14, Dominic Saidu. So both of the receivers we mentioned pregame have gotten a touchdown early in this one. And hopefully we'll be able to watch that and keep them from not getting another one for the rest of the game.
Yeah, good fake by Fivecoat on the bubble screen and then throws it deep, and their receiver had some room to catch.
Yeah, and it looked like it went through all of his progressions, and that was the last one that was wide open.
The Renteria's kicking up and good. Kaufman takes an early 14-0 lead with 9:21 remaining here in the first half. We'll take a short break, Tiffany, and we'll be back with the Kaufman kickoff.
When GEUS first brought electricity to Greenville, the world looked like this. Today, more than 130 years later, the world looks like this. Some things change over time, and some things stay the same. Competitive rates, reliable electricity, and hometown customer service. GEUS, delivering reliable electric service to our hometown for more than 130 years.
Bob Nudie and Archer O'Neill back here at Lion Stadium. Homer Norville Field. And we're missing Bentley Love tonight. He is in Lona taking pictures.
Yeah,
It's his senior night down there.
Yeah, he sent his love and support to us in the Greenville Lions, and we'll hope we can come out on top on this one.
There's a kick to Bailey. And Bailey bounces off one tackle and squeezes his way up to about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, so again, not bad field position. We're in front of the 25, so let's hope we can make this one into a touchdown and be only 7 points down possibly.
Well, to think back to that drop pass there in the end zone, I mean, it could have been a 7-7 game. And you never can tell what that's going to do for a team. We gave Kaufman really, pretty good field position, and then he took advantage of it with that great run by Rose on first down. So we'll see what the Lions can do now.
Yeah, I'm hoping that kind of puts a fire under some of the other receivers to make their mark on the game after that drop pass. And you might see a big play from number 5 or number 14 or number 1 even.
We've had some open receivers. So let's see if Freeman can find him. He's got ZAT in the backfield with him. In motion is Colbert. He takes a little flip. He's got not much room as he bat down about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he didn't get probably the blocking that he wanted on the outside on that jet sweep from the left, but was able to keep it fairly close to the line of scrimmage at least and bring up 2nd and 11.
Aiden Ray and Pierre Dunn are going to be split to the left here. And their receiver split to the right this time around.
Looks like a heavy lean to the right with a running back at the left.
Loss of 1 on that play, so it's 2nd and 11. Freeman's on the keeper. And boy, somebody grabs a hold in. That might have been Martin.
Yeah, and it looked like Freeman lost the ball and was able to luckily jump back on it, because I saw him running forward and then turn around and jump down on the ground to the right. So at least he was able to get the ball back, and that'll bring up another loss, but 3rd and 12 here.
That was an issue. Breast security was an issue last week. And Freeman was a culprit, I think, a couple of times. So he's got to learn to hang on to that football when he decides to run.
Yeah, and he's still a young player, so he's got time to.
3rd down, we're going to call a trail as the Lion offense is struggling right now. See if Freeman can come up with something to get a conversion. Gets a low snap, and he's going to be snapped. And he crumbles a bit again. That's going to be a sack for Kaufman. They had 3 guys, 3 black-shirted Kaufman Lions in there to sack Freeman.
And luckily, again, he was able to get back on top of the ball. So that'll bring up 4th and very long, and definitely a punting position for the Greenville Lions, as Freeman will now drop back and punt it away.
Yeah, 7:20 and the clock is running in the 2nd quarter. Greenville throws by 2 touchdowns. Trooper Roberts, one of 3 blockers, standing in front of Jeremiah Freeman, who's got to kind of regain his senses after that sack. Gets a good snap and does get the kick away. It's taken, fair catch at the 48-yard line of Greenville.
Looks like it was fair caught by Brody Burks, the receiver we've been calling, as it'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the Greenville Lions side of the 50.
That was a pretty good kick, but he was standing deep in his own territory. So, you know, one of the things about having your quarterback as the kicker is it offers you the opportunity to run a fake, but you don't never run a fake when you got field position like that. That was
sure. Hopefully one time this year we'll see it, because we've never really been around the 50 when we're punting the ball, but maybe this is a chance tonight.
Burks split out wide to the right. Saydur is in the slot. Rose in motion. Rise 5 coat rolling to his right, has Rose. And Clayton has Rose forced out of bounds, close to moving the sticks.
And it seems like with number 15 out, Miles, that Rose has been his favorite person to throw the ball to, in this game at least.
I'll tell you what, as a running back, if you can also catch the ball, you present a real problem for the defense.
Very much so, as he's got 5 or 6 catches out of the backfield already tonight.
Jameer Gibbs from Detroit comes to mind. The Lions just, Rose takes a snap and then flips it back on the throw flicker, and I'm not sure the receiver saw the ball.
He must not have, because it looked like he was just galloping around, not expecting the ball.
Yeah, and it was in the area too. He could have caught the ball. That was number 14, Saidu. And 5 coat did a great job getting rid of that one.
Yeah, he must not have been expecting, he must have been expecting it to go to the other side, honestly, is what it was. And he was just running his guy out of town. But ball was right near his hands and just wasn't able to complete it, I guess.
You did have a Greenville defender back there with him, but that was a catchable ball. It's 2nd and 10 for Kaufman. Ball is at the 37-yard line. There's a fake, and this is Martin in there, quarterback again, and the big guy is rumbling. And it reminds me a little bit of Anthony Johnson a few years ago, the Greenville quarterback.
Yeah, indeed. And it looks like the Greenville Lions have a player down, and it looks like there's a flag down on the field for the Kaufman Lions.
Jorge Aguilera is down, slow to get up.
It looks like a leg injury, as we had a illegal formation penalty called on Kaufman. They had too many men in the backfield.
Okay, so take away the gain by Martin instead, cost the Kaufman Lions 5 yards. Aguilera is up, and there is a stoppage. Might have been for the injury. Let's see if somebody called a timeout.
No, it was for the injury. They went ahead. They let the trainers come on the field, which will normally stop the clock. As the trainers and Aguilera walk off the field, well, jog off the field, and both Lions teams are getting ready to go back out.
Taking a look at that defensive line for Greenville. Sergio Coronado, number 72, is in there, along with Rector. And at middle guard, I haven't been able to identify him. Might be Brighton Young. In motion goes Burks. Handoff to Rose. Rose has some room up the middle. He's loose. He's down to the 20. He's going to score. Oh, he stands. With a great tackle that it's inside the Greenville 5-yard line to prevent that third touchdown.
Yeah, and that was a very quick run and a very quick tackle from Colbert there, as he was running fast and Colbert was able to catch up to him, which I did not think was possible because Rose was gone.
Well, I was right there with you, Archer. Yeah, great play by Colbert to save the touchdown, but first and goal, looks like they're going to spot it at the 4-yard line. 6:06 remaining, clock running here in the second quarter. Falco takes a snap, pitches out, and that's Reyes, and Reyes is into the end zone for yet another touchdown. And there's a penalty on the play after the play. I think Colbert might have been mixing it up a little bit with the quarterback, Five Coat.
Yeah, it seems as if, because Five Coat's running off the field with his helmet off, and I don't think he took it off in celebration.
Well, we'll see for what happens. Actually, that was number 8.
I was going to say, that is not Five Coat.
That was Jimmy Crawford. So Renteria is going to line up for the extra point. And they got to get a substitute in there for Crawford. I guess he was part of the special teams.
Yeah, and it was on Colbert for removing number 8's helmet. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty enforced on the kickoff, I believe.
Well, and that's something that Coach Collins has been concerned about. It's 20-0 right now, and here comes the extra point attempt. Renteria's kick is up, and it's good. 21-0 in favor of Kaufman's Lions. And Tiffany, why don't we take a break, and we'll be back with the kickoff.
Through GEUS's Roundup program, you can make a big difference with just a few cents. When you join Roundup, your GEUS bill is rounded up to the nearest dollar. That's anywhere from 1 to 99 cents a month. Just spare change for you, but real help for someone else. Your donation helps support neighbors in need right here in our own community. You can choose to round up your monthly bill, make a recurring donation, or give a one-time contribution.
Bob Muty and Archer Odney are back here at Lions Stadium, where Renteria is teeing it up to this kickoff at the Greenville 35-yard line after that personal foul penalty.
And here comes an onside kick, as they've got the field position to do so.
And it's taken and fumbled and then covered. And that's number 44 for Greenville.
Yeah, it was caught in the crease of his elbow. Cooper Roberts not Cooper Roberts.
Now that's, we've got an old roster fetch. Roberts wears number 88 and he's listed as 44, and I just don't remember who wears number 44, but he did a good job of covering that onside kick. So Greenville starts with pretty good field position again at their 30. They've had good field position to start all their drives. Let's see if they can mount something and get into that Kaufman end zone. Hand off to McEwen. And he's not going very far. He tries to break some tackles.
Yeah, we'll hope that this offense comes out passing, because they got a lot of ground to make up, and they don't want it to get scary bad like it was last week and not possible to make up.
And we have not seen Chris White as targeted so far tonight, which is kind of a surprise.
It is, but it's good to see him on the field at least this week, as we've thought he'd be back a few times this year, and he's been out for a while, so hopefully he'll get a reception here.
You wonder if Kaufman might be double teaming him. There's Martin, and Martin gets his hands on it. Martin is just a beast on defense.
Yeah, he is. He's completely taken over that side of the field.
He's coming in unblocked. He just rates just for a split second and then bursts in on the defensive splits, and he was all over Freeman that time.
And he's got a busy game tonight if he's going to keep his offensive duties as it is.
Well, a lot of guys go two ways in 5A, and Greenville's a perfect example of that. They're down.
Sometimes not because they want to either.
No, 3rd and 8 for Greenville. Freeman drops back. He's got better protection this time. And he overshoots Colbert. That's going to bring up another 4th down situation for the Lions.
There's also a penalty on the field. Looks like it could have been on the defense before the snap.
It's a procedural penalty against the Lions, so that'll be detained. And it'll be 4th and 8. And nothing you can do in this situation, but maybe Faple Pink?
I mean, it's not impossible to see, but I don't see many receivers other than Whitus on the field
Except
to receive the ball.
Yeah, the offense may be coming back on the field, although the deep snapper is on the field. That's Aguilera. So Freeman will punt, or allegedly will punt. At this point, you almost think it would be better to try a fake. There's a really good kick. That's taken by Burks, and he's immediately tackled by Stroud.
Yeah, very well covered by Stroud there as he caught him running back and kept him going back and never made him turn around.
Yeah, and that was a low kick, too. So credit Stroud, and a couple other white-shirted Lions were in the area to help make that tackle.
Yeah, they were down there quick, which is, back in the day, that's what they timed the 40 for, was 4 seconds, 5 seconds to get down for a punt. And that one definitely wasn't 4 or 5 seconds, and they were down there. So good for those guys.
I'm trying to think. Was Stroud one of the sprinters? Was he on the sprint relay team?
I'm not sure, but after this game, he might be.
Speaking of track, Greenville, if you haven't seen the new facility in Greenville, it's a beautiful turf field and a beautiful all-weather track. All right, 1st down and call for Kaufman at their own 32-yard line. Devin, 5-coat, throws, finds Saidu. Saidu has some room. He's brought down.
Well, a big tackle from Bailey, number 21 on the Greenville Lions defense.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that play, Saidu runs a long way.
Yeah, and it looks like number 13 from Kaufman, Brody Burks, is hobbling off with an injury. Looks lower body, so that's no good for the offense, as he's been a major target throughout this game and throughout this season.
Saidu will have to pick up the slack. Miles and Burke both out at this point. Kind of a double wing formation. In motion, both Saidu, and there's 2 men in motion. That's going to be a penalty.
So yeah, that one confused me real quick. So many people moved before I saw a football.
That's unusual too, because it was Rose was the second guy in motion. Maybe he just jumped early.
May have been. It looked like a few guys jumped early on that one because I got lost.
5-yard penalty moves it back to the Kaufman 37-yard line. 4:20 remaining here in the first half of a 21-0 lead for Kaufman. Junior quarterback Devin, 5-coat. Rose, number 5. It's kind of interesting.
I was going to say, I figure that's probably planned.
Here's the handoff to Rose. Rose is carrying people and gets about 10 yards.
Yeah, but I'm not sure which way it's going to go because there was another illegal formation on the Kaufman Lions, so that one will bring it back again.
It said more than 4 players were lined up in the backfield. That's the second time that's happened.
It is, and so possibly, it's something you see in the NFL with a lot of movement and stuff. Possibly that's something they're working some of those issues out, but flagged a few times for it so far this game.
I wonder if the wide receivers are not lining up on the line of scrimmage.
I think that's likely what it may be.
And with a substitute wide receiver, number 34 is in there for Kaufman right now. He's on the line of scrimmage for sure this time. So Kaufman moves backwards on 2 penalties. And now they're going to take their second time out.
Kaufman was not very excited to take that timeout, as we could hear the coach from here yell timeout. So he must have, again, seen probably somebody lined up bad and got that one before they could snap the ball and get another 5 yards back.
Yeah, the injured player about 10, 15 minutes ago for Kaufman was big number 65, a defensive tackle, Nicholas Pacheco, and he's on the bench down there. I don't think he's going to return.
No, I don't think so. He must, I mean, you can't see his legs, but he's probably got some ice packs on his legs down there, which probably doesn't feel so good in this weather, but I'm sure it's helping him out a little bit.
What's the temperature these days?
It's got to be cold, I'll tell you that. My phone says that it's 59 degrees and it feels like 57 due to the wind chill.
Yeah, just enough wind to make it a little bit chilly. Once again, we are sitting outside the top rail of Kaufman Lions Stadium. 1st and 20, man in motion, gets the jet sweep pitch. Sadu has got a pick at the 9 yards before Teeters can bring him down.
Yeah, and this offense has something you don't see quite as much in high school football, is they've got a silent snap count, which may be causing some of these pre-snap penalties as well, is their quarterback doesn't clap like you'll see the Greenville players clap. He kind of throws his hands up and the center goes off of that.
Okay.
And so it's also been a little bit of a struggle to start the clock at the same time as the center snaps the ball.
We call it 2nd and 11. Ball is placed at the 31-yard line of Kaufman. Drive coach takes a snap, fakes a handoff, finds his receiver is brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Very great tackle made again by Bravion Colbert, who is probably so happy he's back because he's been playing like it. And great pressure all around from the defense, as it looked like they went for the blitz, and Kaufman picked it up well and threw a quick screen pass, but Colbert was there to just scoop up the play and end it real quick.
Yeah, Burks is back into the game. That was him on the reception. So it's 3rd down and 10. We'll give him a half a yard.
And no matter the team, it's good to see these guys get back on the field. Hopefully 65 is okay on the bench for Kaufman there.
2 receivers on either side, and the man in motion is Rose. He's out here in the flat. He's the intended receiver. And they throw a flag. Colbert, I thought, got there about the same time the ball did, but they're going to call him. No, I think they may have called illegal motion.
Okay, I hope it's not on that hit, because that was just an amazing play and perfectly timed play by Colbert again.
Yep.
I do not think that he was early by any means. So
I was watching Rose Archer, and he clearly turned upfield before the snap. So let's see if that's a call. Once again, Bravion Colbert right on the stop. Well, I don't know whether it could have been any kind of a call for offensive pass interference on that one. But
yeah, I'm not sure what this referee was thinking. So
going to result in the first punt for Kaufman tonight, Archer. So that's the net of it. Looks like 5 coach going to do the honors. He's got Cole Martin as his blocking back. And now Crawford's coming in to help.
Sorry to correct you. It looks like Omar Zameron, the wide receiver DB, is the one punting.
Okay.
And it looks like we're expecting a boot, because we are very far back from this punt.
Well, he's standing at his own 30-yard line. It's a high kick. It's going to come down at about the 35-yard line. Bounds out of bounds. And Greenville started about their 30 again.
Yeah, and it looks like we'll probably be able to get about 1 play off before the 2-minute warning before halftime, but not bad field positioning. Maybe we'll see something quick before this 2-minute warning.
Well, it's a new rule in football, college and high school. It's called the 2-minute timeout. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, and I mean, something that if these kids go to the next level and even the level after that, they'll have to get used to it, because they do that at every level, so no reason not to add it to high school.
Brandon Colbert out here to the left. Freeman looks, drops back, throwing deep. He has his man at the 45. That's widest. his first reception. And he's brought down right there at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, great play, and a great play to get Whitus his first catch in a few weeks, as he was wide open across the middle of the field, and that will bring up the 2-minute timeout with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining. And with that, we'll go ahead and take a break with Juice.
Public power is more than just a service in Greenville, Texas. It's a commitment to our community. GEUS is the first municipally owned public power utility in Texas, serving Greenville for over 130 years and nationally recognized for providing reliable public power to the citizens of Greenville. Public power means that your utility is community-owned and not for-profit. We pride ourselves in local leadership and accountability. Members of the GEUS Board of Trustees are local citizens just like you. At GEUS, our mission goes beyond delivering electricity. It's about providing low-cost yet reliable and high-quality electricity, television, and internet services. It's about providing world-class service and giving back to the community we live in. At GEUS, public power means local leadership and a shared vision for a brighter, more connected Greenville. Together, we're lighting the way to a better future.
All right, we're back after that first down conversion pass from Freeman to Whitus. First down for Greenville. Freeman drops back, has protection. Now he's under pressure. Now he's trouble. He breaks away. Still scrambling. And he's brought down for about a 3 or 4 yard loss.
And it looks like he's a little limpy coming off of that one. So hopefully he's all good. It looked a little bit of like Colorado Shador Sanders era. Shador running around in the backfield trying to make something out of nothing.
2nd and 13, they snap. Handoff to McEwen and nothing doing. Tries to run over Martin and number 73, Monty Gomez makes the play.
Yeah. And that'll bring up 3rd and pretty long, so possibly another pass play. Hopefully we'll see one of our guys like Whitus or Colbert make another big one here.
This almost has to be 4-down territory for the Greenville Lions. Pretty good protection for Freeman. He overshoots Whitus. He had Whitus open between 2 defenders. He just overshot him.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a flag in the backfield, which seems as if it's going to be a roughing the passer penalty. So it could be an automatic.
Freeman's taking a beating tonight, and if he goes out, you're done as the emergency quarterback, and I don't know how many snaps he's taken in practice, but I don't think it's very many.
I was going to say possibly a few more, knowing that he's now the full-time backup, but still likely not very many.
Ethan Brand has done some quarterbacking in his career, too. 1st and 10, Greenville. Freeman looks like he's under pressure. It's another screen pass. Montana McEwen has it. He's swung to the right. He's down to the 20, the 10, the 5. Into the end zone for a Greenville touchdown.
Yeah, and that was just all around a great play, mainly by McEwen, but he had blocks on the outside from Bailey, number 21, that allowed him to just sneak around the corner out there and make it right into the end zone, right next to the pylon. So great play from the offense right before halftime, and that'll bring up 21-6, pending 21-7 with the extra point here.
Montana McEwen can pick him up and lay him down, Archer. He's got some pretty good speed.
Yes, he does. It would be a track meet I'd like to watch between him and Rose from Kaufman Lions.
There's Nehemiah Freeman with the point attempt. Low snap, handled by Brand. Kick is up. And they're waiting for the signal.
It was good, but there was a penalty, which it looks like on the defense. Pardon me, it was a penalty for a false start on the Greenville Lions, so that'll push it back 5 yards. And we'll get to see a little bit of leg from Figueroa tonight.
Figueroa, we saw in pre-game kicking field goals from the 35-yard line, so he's got plenty of leg. Brand would probably like to get a whole lot better snap than he got that time.
Probably so, and that helps the kicker out too. It keeps the mindset straight, ready for the kick.
There were 5 men in the Greenville backfield that time, but it was not called. Kick is up and good. Well, Greenville now trails by a score of 21-7 after that connection between Jeremiah Freeman and his fellow sophomore running back, Montana McEwen, on a nicely executed screen pass.
Yeah, and there's only 35 seconds remaining in the half, and we've seen Greenville struggle with very few seconds left in the half, well, before a half. So hopefully we can kick it pretty deep and keep them back and hopefully not allow any scores or any big plays, any mistakes.
All right, now, if you're Greenville and you've lost 8 straight games, might you try an onside kick, Reed?
I wouldn't hate the call, and with only 35 seconds, it doesn't give them much time with the field position if Kaufman recovers it. So, and he kicks a good onside kick. We've seen it multiple times this season.
Yeah, we have.
So definitely not an impossible shot.
Just a thought process.
Yeah. Normally we get a good tail. Once they run out, we'll get 6 to one side. So we'll see. And it looks like Kaufman's ready for it.
Yeah, I was just about to say that at this point.
And it's sure enough, we had 6 to one side, but they switched it. So we'll see if it's still gonna be an onside shape.
Nehemiah Figueroa approachers. They'll get an opportunity to kick to begin the second half as well. And it's a short pop-over kick. It's taken at the 29-yard line and quickly engulfed by white-shirted Lions, including Trenton Clayton with Scott. So it'll be 1st and 10 Kaufman at that spot.
Yeah, and again, I don't think they could have gone either way, no matter what way they went. Good call from them to just give it to them, and hopefully just they'll kneel it out before halftime and don't allow any big plays.
Well, they've had some what they call punch plays or something.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to get an additional 5 yards, as it looked like Stroud was offsides on the kickoff, which we don't see called very often, even when they are offsides. But they call it this time. He must have been the one that made the tackle, and they were like, he got there pretty quick.
Well, we saw him make a good tackle on a punt coverage. So the ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 Kaufman. Got to guard against a deep pass or maybe a screen pass that Elijah Rose could take for a long gain. And there is a screen pass to Rarish, and this time the Lions get a hold of him.
Yeah, and he was met very quickly by Jordan Rector, the freshman who we've seen make very many big plays this season. Makes a pretty good stop on 1st down, and hopefully something that'll keep them from making any more distance.
Yeah, Rector's a really big guy. He was bred up from the JVs about 4 games ago.
And it looks like that's going to bring us to halftime as the team starts to trail up enough the field. And that'll bring us 21-7 at halftime.
All game that scores late in the first half to make this a game. And, I've been impressed with how they've been able to move the ball on offense. And defensively, they can shore things up a little bit, get control of Elijah Rose and these wide receivers, maybe make a game over there in the second half.
Yeah, it's not been a bad showing from either of the Lions teams tonight. I know Kaufman's missing a few big players, as is Greenville with Bankston out. So not too bad from either team, and seems like it'll be an exciting second half.
Okay, we're going to turn it over to Tiffany Lynn at this point, and we'll have an opportunity to watch the Greenville band. So Archer and I will take a break, and we'll be back after the performance by the band.
Evelyn Castillo and Anita Pittman. Players of the week are Emma Hunter and Brooklyn Jones. Hey Look Me Over. They will now continue with their short military routine to SOS. The Flashes would like to dedicate this performance to our staff member of the week, Miss Miller. Flashes under the direction of Anna Strickland and Letitia Barrett, the Flashes would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Ryan Andrea Howell, Jack and Riley with Highlands Residential Mortgage, Bonnie Jean Stewart, Highlands Harris Baptist Church, Alliance Bank, and Eric and Stacy Hodel. Is Greenville High School's award-winning Lion Pride Band. The Lion Pride Band is in its 94th year and is under the direction of head director Dr. Matt Umby, assistant director Luke Daly, and percussion director John Grant. Color guard instruction by A.J. Pump. The Lion Pride Band is proudly sponsored by Alliance Bank, the Greenville Municipal Auditorium, in loving memory of Carla Conover, the Raffy Clinic, UAW Local 967 Greenville, Texas, 380 Steel and Supply Inc., Blackbird Pro Audio, Cornerstar Insurance, Farmers Electric Cooperative, Garcia Automotive, GEUS, Lone Star Credit Union, Mandy Stewart, All City Real Estate, The Medicine Shop, State Farm Insurance, Eddie Hall, Chick-fil-A, Larry and Don James, CT Excavation. Our section of the week is the trumpets. Featuring the music of Robert W. Smith, Enya, Percy Granger, and Michael Doherty, please enjoy this year's Lion Pride Band marching production. SOS.
after that extended timeout, Rob Moody and Archer Odeny are back here at Lions Stadium in Kaufman, Texas. This is the Homer Nolze Field, named after a legendary administrator here in Kaufman. And we've had a pretty interesting first half. It's Greenville trailing 21-7.
Yeah, it was a good showing from Greenville. Is something we haven't seen them do very often is play pretty quick in the first half. They've normally been a second half team this year. And so to keep it pretty close in this first half and have a touchdown and a possibility to have a second one early in the game with Pipe Jaco, it seems like it's going to make up for it with the second half.
Well, the passing game has been pretty much spot on. Jato's drop in the end zone really hurt. That, well, you got to give, remember, Jato's a sophomore playing in the second game. He did have a touchdown last week, so he had an opportunity to get one a week here for 2 weeks running, but just couldn't hang on. But, one time on cue and with that little screen pass, and he's got 35 yards for the score, close to the end of the first half. Really puts Greenville in a position where they're in shouting good.
Yeah, and we'll see the lights flickering on us as the Kaufman Lions are running out of their tunnel, which are open for the second time. But yeah, I'm excited to see Rich Union get back to work in this second half, as well as our receivers and our quarterback, who, as you saw last week and even a little bit in the second half of the game before that, he's been very on point throughout his high school varsity career. So hopefully he'll keep that up and be able to hit some targets and make some plays.
I saw him in the red-white E spring, and I was impressed. He throws the ball very well. And the interesting thing about it is that he and Rodriguez, the starting quarterback, or sophomore, said, what's going to give next year when Rodriguez comes back? For he to stay healthy for an entire season, which he's been doing. Ready to play green.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd like to have seen more a combined effort from both of them this season. Maybe that's something they'll look into next year.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for the second half kickoff. There's Nehemiah Figueroa. Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line by Burks. So that's where Kaufman will set up. They lead by 3 touchdowns, and Elijah Rurr is 2 touchdowns. Elijah Ray is the running back, has shown to be a pretty proficient receiver as well. And he's, I don't know what his total yards for scrimmage is, but it's got to be close to 150 yards.
Oh yeah, we're missing David Clay Grinstead. He would have been able to tell us. However, as you said, he's been great in the receiving game, which we kind of didn't expect. We saw him with his running stats of 193 yards last week, and we're expecting a lot of that this game.
He's had some good runs, but he's also had some really good receptions with the yards after the pitch. Anyway, first down for Devin. Quarterback throws right. He has sight. Lido. Sadur is bounced down. Maybe he gets 4 yards.
Yeah, he's met by a few different lines. First one being Zayden Armstrong Teeters, who looks like he's moving a lot better this week after he's been fighting that turf toe. As we were talking about, that's what number 15, Alzur Miles is out with this week as a turf toe.
Yeah, Miles is their leading receiver and already been recruited by SMU. So at 6'4", 200 pounds, you could probably see him on the Ponies roster next year.
Yes, definitely.
Second, and we call it 6 yards for Fire Coat. Pitches to Rose, going around the left side. He's boxed in, and great job out there, but he breaks tackles. He's breaking tackles. Unbelievable. 4 or 5 Greenville Lions had a hold of him, and he got away and got first down yardage, but there is a penalty on the play.
He needed to lead.
Yeah, and it looks like he was able to make that play extended due to a holding penalty on the Kaufman Lions. So that'll push him back 10 yards from the spot, and luckily for the Lions, that is, it'll bring up 2nd and long rather than 1st down and 10.
Yeah, that's one of his wide receivers, Braden Gomez, who he got a hold of somebody. So that's a 10-yard penalty from the spot. So it's 2nd and 16. It's interesting that Gomez, I think, is the one that has one of those protective helmets. Looks like
Yeah, those guardian caps like the NFL players have.
Right. It's the first one we've seen here. There's a little jet sweep pitch to Salud, and a nice tackle around the ankles by Stroud.
Who's just been playing great this game on defense, and he even made a play on offense, I believe. Maybe it was just a block, but he's been playing all around really great, and made a big stop right there to bring up 3rd and 10, and hopefully they can get another one in full support early in the second half.
Yeah, he's a leader in that defensive backfield, and obviously he comes up in the running plays as well and fills off there when it's needed.
Yeah, it'll be sad to see him go next year, as he is a senior this year. I was hoping he was a junior.
3rd and 16. He missed a lot of last season, and so it's good to have him back. 5 kickoffs back. Under pressure from LaDarren Savage is incomplete, so that'll bring a 4th down punting situation to Kaufman. That's exactly what the Greenville team needed.
100%. I would have said number 7, Cameron Clayton was in coverage, but I don't know who he was covering because there was no receiver in the area that the quarterback threw to. So, good play by the Greenville Lions defense to force the punt, as it looks like Pierre Dunn's going to be around the 40-yard line of the Greenville Lions to receive this one.
Hey, 5 felt the pressure that time from Savage and just had unlaid it. Good 4th and 16 brings up the punt with 9:50 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Good snap. It's a short kick, high. It's going to come down at about the 50, goes straight up in the air. That's his win. Get away from it, Aguilar. Okay. Telling George, get away from that thing.
Yeah, some bench on the sideline definitely didn't say it as nice as you just did. But he was luckily able to get away from the ball and didn't cause any mistakes there.
We have some scores from around the district real quickly. Toa was leading Crandall 28-3, I think late in the 1st quarter. Midlothian Heritage 34-10 over Crisipana. And last night, Ennis defeated Poteet 29-22. Once again, here at Kaufman, Greenville Traz 21-7. They've got a 1st down in the best field position of the night. And off to Teeters. Teeters is pushing his way up close to midfield.
Yeah, and it looks like the main one helping him get bushed right there was number 76 from the Greenville Lions, Nick Martin. He made a big time play there to help Teeters pick up 7 extra runs than he could have to bring up 2nd and 24 here.
Yeah, the senior left guard next to Julian Sixtos. Pretty good left side of that offensive line. Once again, a handoff to Teeters. Teeters is spun down, but not before he gets a 1st down.
Yeah, and he had some blocking downfield if he was able to stay where he was, but he just wasn't able to. But he did get enough in the 1st down.
In watching ZRT, it's cool that he's still bothered by that throw.
Yeah, he looks like he's moving to play smooth on defense, but yeah, on offensive, it's like he's definitely affecting.
1st and 10 Greenville, the 44-yard line of Kaufman. Big offensive series. Freeman looking downfield. He's got Colbert. He overshoots him by just a hair.
Yeah, that one, I mean, he was there. He beat his man and just wasn't able to connect. He was about 1.5 yards off on the throw. So unlucky, but definitely a connection we could possibly see more of this game.
I say it's a game of inches.
Yeah, as Colbert runs off the field, and it looked like Pierre Dunn came on to replace him, or Aiden Ray, one of the two. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 with Heavy to the right side.
2 receivers, split right, 1 to the left. Freeman hands to Teeters, and Teeters is wrapped up quickly by Caleb Roberts.
And that looked like one of the calls Bentley called out. Every time they throw Ethan Brandon, they try and run right behind him, and that one just wasn't very successful and brings up 3rd and 11 after a loss of 9.
Puts a little bit of pressure on the offense, which was already gotten a 1st down conversion, pretty much via the run. Now they've got 3rd and long. Takes the Teeters, under pressure, gets away from the sack, and he had a man and he overshot Chris Giaitis.
Yeah, just wasn't able to connect, as obviously he was fighting for his rope in the backfield, but that roll forced the Greenville Lions punting to come on the field as Aguilera runs on to long snap the ball back again to number 19, Freeman.
Well, try to play field position here and see if they can get Kaufman back deep. in their own territory to start the next drive.
Yeah, and it's possible this might be the field position you were looking for with a fake punt. You know, we're on our side of the 50. It's just a very long distance to go.
Freeman had his knee down, but he must have picked it up. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, it made me cringe right there, but the ref is saying, the umpire was saying that he did not touch his knee on the ground, so despite the fighting from the coaches, that will bring up first down and 10 from the 22-yard line for the Buffaloes.
Oh, Kaufman's worst starting field position, so let's see if the Lion defense can force into the tornado on downs.
Hopefully so. It'd be nice to see for the Greenville team to make 2 back-to-back defensive stops and give them another chance at possibly a Bravion Colbert touchdown again.
Well, they've got to contain Rose on his runs. More than likely, you're going to see a running cry deep in the territory for Kaufman.
Likely so.
Orks goes in motion. Fivecoat takes his snap, hands to Rose. Rose going to his rest. He has some room. Gets a good drop downfield and his first out of downs after a pickup of the .8.
Yeah, Colbert came all the way from our side of the hashes to push him out of bounds on the Greenville sidelines. So good play from Colbert to stop him a few yards short of the first down and still give them another chance to stop him from getting the first.
At 2nd and 2 from the 25 for Kaufman. 7:43 remaining. Greenville trails this one 21-7. Junior quarterback has been replaced now by Cole Martin, the big senior. He's going to run it way up the middle, and he's got a first down. He's just like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah, he is, and he wrecked the blocking quick, but he was able to just pull right to it. He was a big guy himself all the way through the first down mark.
See if Martin stays in the game. He's big enough that he could play, any position. He could play fullback, he could play H-back, but he is the backup quarterback, and that's where he's set up right now in the shotgun formation. He's got 2 receivers on either side. He quickly throws out to his left, and a good block yields another first down for Kaufman up 45-yard line.
Yeah, and it looked like they saw the Greenville defense just wasn't ready for the screen pass as they have been in the past, as our deep safety was, deep. He wasn't ready to guard that double coverage guy, so the guy made 1 block and had 20 yards to run.
That's good analysis by the Greenville, or by the Kaufman offensive coordinator and Paul Martin. He's still in there at 1st and 10. Rose in motion. He fakes to the right, tries it up the middle, and there he's hammered. Jordan Rector with the initial stop. Savage was in on it as well, and they drew the whistle, fortunately, because Martin looked like he missed the tackle.
Yeah. I thought even Savage made him for a right to it, but it was everybody so quickly that I guess there must have been a missed call or something. But it didn't seem like the offensive line was blocking for an order about Borat.
Well, maybe the offensive line didn't different us.
Maybe they were going screen pass, you see.
Yeah, right. Okay, 2nd with all 13 now for Kaufman. Ball spotted at their own 41-yard line, so big play as Whitecoat is backing quarterback. Purdue gets snapped. That's the Jets. Well, who thought it was a ball? Looked like Kaufman might have covered it. Let's wait and see. Looked like a Greenville guys had an opportunity to get on that one, and they're just happening to do it.
Yeah, I saw 2 Greenville guys, Ray and 70, I believe that's Savage, both took an eye at it, but Kaufman was able to get there before they were, and it ends up sadly bringing up a first down for Kaufman at that.
Yeah, good job by the offensive lineman, Cade Clickett, covering that one for Sedui. So it's first down at the 45-yard line of Greenville. 3 receivers red this time of an unbalanced line.
And they're playing to the short side of the field, so here goes the screen pass. Well read by number 7, Cameron Clayton. They were expecting that one. I mean, as we said, full side to the right side, short side of the field, but Good play by the defense there.
He learned a lesson after that one on the far side of the field a moment ago.
Probably so.
What is a guy by the name of Gurick Flores on the reception that time? By the way, for you baseball fans, in the bottom of the sixth inning, the Dodgers lead the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1. I got that one recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, 2nd and 7, and off to the running back, and he is shut down after a short game.
Yeah, from picking up guys on the bottom of the field, it looked like ZRT was the one that grabbed him and never let go, and they were able to just throw the both of them to the ground and then pick up ZAT after and pat him on the back.
Well, Chef here clearly doesn't have the same skills that Derek Rose has, or Elijah Rose has. There's back in there now, Cole Martin at quarterback.
Seems like he's probably the power back, and Rose is obviously the speed back that we've seen.
And Rose is split out to the left now with Dames. Big Cole Martin in there at quarterback.
Got Burks and Sidhu on the right.
High snap, quickly out to Sidhu. Sidhu snap, he's good. Almost into the end zone. There's Dominic Sidhu.
Yeah, he just slipped the tackle to Bravion Colbert and was trying to fight off number 6, Devin Stroud, for the rest of the way down.
I think that's a big play, and that really wakes the morale of that Greenville defense. That's did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, they have, and so hopefully we'll be able to at least hold a degree here. And I mean, also we blocked it. They've been close on a few point after attempts.
Cole Martin still in there at quarterback. With him is Elijah Rose. Fakes to Rose. Martin fakes it straight up the middle when he's dragging Pika into the end zone for a Kaufman touchdown. Big Cole Martin.
Yeah, good fake from the quarterback there. I fell for it. I didn't think Cole Martin had the ball. And so he was in the end zone already. So good play by the Kaufman Lions, as that'll bring up a point after attempt here.
Yeah, the offensive line did a much better job opening that hole right early to center.
We've seen a few David Lions get pretty close on this awkward formation they've bought for block for PAT.
That is an unusual formation. Walking backs are not up on the line of scrimmage. Kick by Renteria is good. Brings the score to 28. Kaufman bring to 7. We'll take a break and get this message from GEUS.
When GEUS first brought high-speed internet to Greenville, the world looked like this. Today, more than 20 years later, the world looks like this. Some things change over time, and some things stay the same. Fast speed, reliability, and hometown customer service. GEUS, delivering high-speed internet to our hometown for more than 20 years.
Okay, we're back. Bob Beauty alongside Archer O'Neill.
Pardon the sniffling if you hear any. It's pretty cold out here, and my nose is running. I don't know about Bob's, but
This is Renteria's kick. It's a short one. Fair catch, Cradfield. And then Aiden Riggs, he wants to run with it too, so you can't do that, Aiden. You call a fair catch, you gotta get stanked up.
well, not a bad call there, as it looks like it was Melt right at the 30-yard line. And so pretty good field position for this Lions team, as hopefully they'll be able to connect quick to bring this one go.
Yeah, when they look at the film, the coaches, we're going to find that the Greenwood offense has started either at the 30-yard line or very close to it on numerous possessions.
Yeah, it's those little pop over kicks that they kick these days. They pretty much lands at the same spot every time.
Jeremiah Freeman, the sophomore quarterback, back to Contreras. Wraps back, now he raised to his right. Passing room, might just decide to run it. Takes a hit, bounces off. Looks at maybe 3 or 4 yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to let that play develop, but he was getting close to the line of scrimmage and getting close to pressure, so he just had to take what he could get, as Bravion Colbert was just barely making his way up and down the field around the 40-yard line on the other side.
Edward Fleuron has made his first appearance in the offensive backfield for Greenville. See if Freeman goes to him on 2nd and 6. He does. It's Fleureau, and he's got room to run. And he's up close to the conversion, and I think he's got it.
Yeah, Fleureau and someone we haven't seen very much tonight. At least from what I believe, I haven't seen him very much, as he was one of the ones that had disciplinary actions and was held out of last game. Maybe he was out for the first half of the game from the coaches, maybe.
That's a good hypothesis. He runs off the back of big Julian Sixtos for that first time. Fakes us this time. Freeman looking downfield. He's under trouble. Gone down. It's going to be a loss of about 7 yards.
Yeah, he just looked like he was never able to break loose. They grabbed him by the shoulder pad and just barely brought him down before more people could get there.
Freeman's had a rough night so far. Been sacked several times.
Yeah, he's waiting for his receivers to get open downfield, and then, you only have so long before your line starts to break up.
Chris Whitus with only one reception tonight. A couple of other targets, but just one connection. So let's see if Whitus can get open over the middle. And it's just setting down well. We're rolling and under pressure, and Freeman overshoots. You're done.
Yeah, that's not the first goal we've seen tonight from Freeman, as he looks to be struggling with Seisel, the lower body injury, as he's limping around in the backfield. So yeah, Flavor, who are y'all good on this one?
All right, whether somebody stepped on the spirit or whether he just is out there, but he's clearly hobbling just a little bit. 3rd and 16 now, as the Lions are struggling to get positive yardage here in this series, and they need it desperately.
But a lot of guys to the quarterback's left as he switches brain to the right. As he looks deep. Whitus in the middle, but Etarnington and tipped around and direct by all teams. It says 11 was the last one to touch it for the defense. Being numbered 11, Cameron McLean for the Lions.
Under a lot of pressure, Freeman that just aired that out. Once again, he's just a little bit too tall for his receiver. Well, it's going to bring up another 4th down situation.
Feel like this is a response to it. I feel like this is the second punt we've seen on 4th down and 16 to be exact also. So Freeman will drop back near the 25-yard line as he gets ready to kick this one away.
The negative plays really have an effect on a series. There's Freeman's punt. It's a pretty good one. It's going to bounce and roll. On the stat sheet, this is going to be really good.
Yeah, and it was touched around the 19-yard line by Devin Stroud, who again just very fast player, running around making plays as much as he can. Not on special teams.
Yeah, Stroud had a really good game so far tonight. He's showing his true leadership capabilities. Beautiful night for football. I just kind of wish I was in the press box.
Yeah, they don't have much press box space here, as they've got about one for the Greenville coaches, one for the Kaufman coaches, and a few for the scorekeeper and stuff, and that's about it.
Yep. Well, on the broadcasting for Kaufman, we may have mentioned that. I don't know.
I didn't, but they didn't save any space for our broadcast team, so.
They did provide us with great hospitality, Chick-fil-A food. It's a nice chicken sandwich and a cookie and drinks and water, and we thank you very much, Kaufman ISD. Bavcoat drops straight back. He wanted to go deep. He's under pressure now, and that ball is almost intercepted by Cooper Roberts, and that was a touchdown, folks.
Yeah, that one should have been Roberts's. He had an end zone in front of him, but he just wasn't able to make the catch.
Well, we've had a couple of situations tonight there. If he'd have caught the ball, that would have been great.
Yeah, that's two possible missed touchdowns we've had into the drops. One on offense and one on defense. So hopefully we'll be able to clean that one up.
Good pressure that time on the fullback 5 coach. I didn't get the number. It might have been Brighton Young in there. He's now at the middle guard spot. He's was an offensive guard to start the season.
Quarterback was excited in this one.
Yes, to do on a short pickup. This time the Lions did a pretty good job of containing the speedy wide receiver in that jet sweep.
Yeah, they've come out hot this drive, and hopefully, I mean, we're probably expecting a pass here. Albeit that's something they like to do, probably a screen one at that. But, you know, hopefully they can get a stop on 3rd down and long and force them to punt from pretty deep in their own territory. Give us the ball out there on a 50-yard line.
That'd be really good. Trenton Clayton, I notice, is in there at a defensive position. He switches with Cash Barcio. Got a 4-man front now as Clayton switched to the left side. Five-coat takes a snap. As a man, Herbert shoots it, it's intercepted. Down to the 30, the 20, and pitched out of bounds is Devin Stroud.
By who else other than Dane Stroud tonight, as they were able to clean up the drops, as he barely caught that one in the crease of his elbow and was able to turn it up for about 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, Devin Stroud is all over the field to know, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, a very heads-up play, just ticked off by Dominic Sadur, and was able to make up for it right there.
And a nice run back and setting up the Greenville offense at the 22-yard line of Kaufman.
They don't
Touch down here would do wonders.
Yeah, Erroneous looked like we had that one planned because everybody got right onto a block on that one.
Montana McEwen back in at the running back spot with Freeman. He takes the handoff. He's got a little bit of room, but Cole Martin's got him. And a little bit of help from one of the other Kaufman defenders. And Montana McEwen is brought down for a loss of 1.
Yeah, it looked like he's able to just sneak out there, and then all of a sudden I saw him, he gets hugged by 2 other Kaufman guys, and he wasn't going anywhere else but back.
Yeah, McEwen is not a big guy. He's got some quickness, but when you go up against a guy like Cole Martin, who covers that 225 pounds, and that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Kaufman leads Greenville by a score 28-7, and we'll be back after these messages.
Ever wondered why your GEUS bill seems to fluctuate unpredictably? Are you left scratching your head pondering?
Why are these bills so high? Are they really reading these meters, or are we just guessing?
Why the highs and lows, especially when Texas weather goes from scorching to chilly? Well, here's the deal. Texas weather swings like a pendulum, impacting your energy costs. Picture this, your thermostat at 75 degrees in May, when it's hitting an average of 88 degrees. And in June, soaring to 93 degrees. That thermostat works overtime, gobbling up power. But tweaking it just 4 degrees can make a real dent in your bill. Winter months? Adjusting it down 4 degrees saves you a bundle. And going further by 4 degrees when you're out? Even more savings. In summer, employing strategies like running fans, shutting blinds, and sealing windows can offer extra help.
We're back here at Ryan Stadium. 2nd and 11 for Greenville. Montana McEwen alongside his sophomore teammate, quarterback Jeremiah Freeman. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Setting up for a blitz. Freeman, Montana McEwen gets the handoff. It's tackles. Still go by Montana McEwen. Finally is hounded down to about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like every single offensive lineman was down the field helping that one continue because he built to this after that one, and everybody else picked up another man and about to blop in.
That was a tremendous effort from the sophomore running back.
Harris, who's been having a great game just like Stroud has, with the only touchdown for the Lions tonight.
3rd and 3 after that interception by Devin Stroud. In motion is Colbert. Handoff once again to McEwen. This time, nothing doing.
Well, you know, it's hard to get 3 big plays from a running back in a row. And, well, he got one in the half and then got smashed on that one, which it looks like they're going to go for it as Dunn runs on the field, and we'll run this play with 3 receivers.
There's definitely 4 down territory. You surely would have liked to have gotten positive yardage on that 3rd down to make it 4th and we're short, but this is a difficult 4th and 6 for Greenville.
Looks like Colbert's out alone to the left, which might be another target from earlier that we see.
Fakes to the running back. Almost intercepted, intending for Whitus, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like it was intended for Whitus again. Kind of like the one we saw going the opposite way around the 40 or 50 earlier. Looked like the same play call, just wasn't able to connect on that one, as that'll be a turnover on down, sadly, after a great pick from Devin Stroud on defense.
Well, you'd like to convert those turnovers, and unfortunately, Lion offense, lots of sophomores. I mean, lots of sophomores on this offensive and defensive team. And well, a coach told me at one point during the season, he said he got 15-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds.
Yeah, this team has a lot of potential with a lot of these young guys, just sophomores and even freshmen like Rector. They've got a lot of football ahead of them, and they've got the right coaching staff to get where they need to be.
Wow. Rector, Jalen Mayfield, another freshman. These guys are big, and they're pretty darn talented. First Kaufman at 1st and 10, the quick pitch, and calf worked out of bounds after about a pickup. I think was Cody Birch.
Yeah, and he was tackled by, it looked like number 14, Fluellen on defense now at the cornerback position. So we've got Fluellen and Brea at the corners, and Devin Stroud and Dravion Colbert at the safety. So looks like a pretty nice defense we've got out, as they're kind of lined up in that screen formation we've seen as Stroud's above rail, ready for it.
Yep, and Cam Clayton's in one at the linebacker spot. Here's a handoff to Rose. And Rose is gang tackled, but not before he gets a first down for Kaufman.
Yeah, was just able to do enough to get that first, as that's their first conversion in this drive. And with 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining and counting, hopefully Lions will be able to force a turnover against the Lions, I should say, and get another chance at a score.
LeBarian Savage is in there at the middle guard spot. He's got Kai McKeon on his right side and Jordan Rector on the left side. 1st and 10, Kaufman. Hook out pass. Sports. And the Rowan first is in out of bounds. Gain of about 5.
Yeah, so that's the second time we've seen that pretty much exact play. One-on-one, Berks versus Furolana, where they just get a quick out for 5 yards. And I mean, you get 3-4 yards of play and you get a first down every drive. So
wonder if Llewellyn might try to jump up.
Maybe so, but hopefully we don't see a double move next time.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Guys waiting to jump it, he jumps it, and they do it out and up, and it's Katie Barr-the-Duro. 2nd and 6. Hand off to Rose. Rose is brought down. What a great job defensively there.
It looked like he was trying to do one of those reverses he's done all game, and Rector just said no and pushed him down to the ground.
We talk about the youth in this football team, and that was an excellent defensive play by Rector.
Yeah, he's been really good this season since we've seen him. I think our first game we saw him was against, was at home. I know that much. Probably about Ennis.
Yep.
And he just made a play and made another play, and he's been making them since.
Well, he missed last week's game, so it's great to have him back in the lineup. 3 receivers go right for Kaufman. Otherwise, a tight formation. 5 Kirk drops back, looks up a screen pass, and he decides nothing doing, and he just throws it into the ground. And we got a Greenville lying down. That's Cooper Roberts, Moby. That's a non-contact injury, wasn't it?
It looked like it. He's holding his knee, which is never a good thing to see as a non-contact knee injury.
Okay, we'll take a timeout with this injury and be back after these messages.
Looking for a better way to manage your electric service? Meet SmartPay, the prepaid electricity program from GEUS that gives you control, convenience, and peace of mind. SmartPay puts you in charge. You decide how much electricity to buy and when to buy it. No monthly bill, no due dates. With SmartPay, there are no monthly electric bills, no late fees, lower security deposits if required, and no disconnect or reconnect charges. Every penny goes toward your electricity. Think of it like filling up your gas tank. You decide how much to add, and we'll let you know when it's running low. Track your usage in real time with the free My Usage app or online portal. Set up text or email alerts so you always know when it's time to add more to your balance. Need to recharge your account? It's easy. Pay online, in person at GEUS or any Fidelity Express location, or right from your phone. SmartPay is perfect for short-term residents, budget-conscious households, and anyone who wants more control without the surprises.
And we're back. Bob Mudi and Archer O'Neill on the car. Punt formation for Riverone. And Cooper Routers is being helped off the field. Looks like possibly a lower leg injury. With 8:02 remaining here in this bar game. Ryan's in desperate need of a touchdown. They're down 28-7.
Yeah, next stoppage we'll be able to get some scores around the distance for you. All right, around the districts for you, sorry.
There's a kick that comes down and it's gonna die somewhere around the Greenville 4-6 yard line. So once again, the Lions are sporting very good footwork, and they're able generally to get at least one conversion, but they're not able to sustain their drive. And that's something that they will love to do in this particular situation, to try to force it out.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can make something of it this one.
Once again, we were not able to live stream tonight due to unavailability of the internet. So we'll be able to watch this one on YouTube later on. All apologies. Jeremiah Freeman takes a snap, hands to McEwen. McEwen nowhere to run. He busts his way, breaks tackles, and gets about 4 yards.
Yeah, it looks like from the help of number 77 and number 71 for the offensive line, Julian Maldonado and Levi Davenport both making a hole for him to get out there and make a play.
Once again, the guys up front from left to right, 6'2". Now I think Maldonado is in there in place of Martin, who might have a knee problem. Second down, low snap, hand to McEwen. Bill's got a first down and more.
And he was met hard by a Kaufman defender, but not after he was able to pick up first down yardage, as those 2 back-to-back big plays from McEwen there.
And Nick Martin is in the offensive lineup, and now he's playing right guard, where he started the season, standing next to Mayfield. Maldonado and 6'2" on the other side of Davenport. Snap gets away from Freeman. He picks it up, looking downfield. He's got some protection. Trying to get away, trying to strip the ball, but a real sap.
Yeah, they must know about his stumble troubles. They're trying to get that ball from him any way they can.
2nd and 12 for Greenville. Now we'll call it 13. That snap just got away from Freeman that time.
And likely a passing down from here.
Montana McEwen takes the handoff. Has a little bit of room around the right side. He's inside the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 10 yards.
Yeah, and it looked like one of the coaches from the Kaufman side isn't very happy about something the ref may have missed, possibly 2 people moving in the backfield. But nonetheless, that brings up a really good play on 2nd and long to bring up 3rd and short here.
There's been very few penalties called in this game. It's been a more real-tight game.
Yeah, 3 being on Kaufman tonight.
Montana McEwen breaks a tackle. Walk down inside the 30-yard line. That's going to be the Kings.
Yes, it will. And they're running this dude into the dirt right now, as he's had about 4 plays back-to-back other than the mishandled snap from the quarterback.
Young Montana McEwen is harking back to the game against Surfer Springs when, as a receiver, he just had all kinds of problems just catching the kickoff and popped up. And here he's back. Makes a hand up this time. Freeman looking downfield. Was going to down to the 20. Penalty on the flyer. That may be coming back. Freeman down inside the 5-yard line, but I think that's going to come back with a holding call.
I'm thinking we're right there, as we saw 2 guys on the field, on the ground on the field, down back here.
Martin call goes against 6'2", so although Martin diving floater that was standing there was a fly pinned on.
And so that's very unlucky, as Freeman is finally able to break free like he's been wanting to all game, and picked up tons of yardage and got down to about the 1 yard line, but that's all back down to the 39-yard line instead.
Or sometimes the reason you have so much green between you and the end zone is because somebody's got a hold of somebody's jersey. And I guess that's exactly what happened to Jordan Sixers. It's 1st and 20 now for Greenville. Takes a handoff to Maturin. Has his man on a rare cross. Good catch by Herbert. And heels down inside the 20-yard line. I think that's going to do it first down.
They say the way you're thinking about it, yeah, and he gave him the first down as he was about 2 yards in front of the line that he needed to be in. So that was a
Great response to the 10 yards penalty.
well, you can say, yeah.
Fully resilient. Great throw by Freeman and a really good catch by Colder. There's a bit low. We went down and got it. 1st and 10 Lions. Blitzing formation. Looking in the end zone. And Pierre Dunn looked like he missed time to his jump there.
Yeah, he definitely did jump a little bit too early for that one. And, you know, Pierre is not a very tall guy, so you jump too early, you're not going to have a chance on the way down.
Well, he was closely guarded, too, by one of the Kaufman DBs. They all bring up 2nd and 10. Ball is spotted at the 18-yard line with 4:17 remaining. Greenville trails 28-7 in this one. Those teams came in 0-5 to start, so somebody's going to go home 0-6. Freeman back. Water screen. Carter had this guy round. For a Greenville touchdown. Every on credit from Jeremiah Freeman. It's the 2nd score on the board for the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, we've seen that play get a few times, and he's always gone every other time. But this time they're going to connect and see what happens when we do connect. See if it's a touchdown on that one. They're way up 28-13. This 4 minutes remaining. This might be the time we see another onside kick from the Lions trying to get it close.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. That makes perfect sense to me. But right now we got to get an extra point attempt from Nehemiah Figueroa out of the hold of Ethan Grant. Good snap. Good hold. Figueroa's kick is good. 28-13. Greenville tries with 4:10 remaining here in the ball game. And Tiffany, let's take a quick break.
Manny's job is making sure Greenville's power stays on. After hours, he is there to help our local team keep their 3-point lead. GEUS, powering the community for more than 130 years.
GEUS trims trees all year long because we want first-rate electric reliability. And you know what that makes? Mulch. Lots of mulch. Mountains of mulch. And if you know someone who needs mulch, just come to 502 Wesley Street to pick it up. You'll have to load it yourself, but you can take as much as you want for free. Because it's just one more way GEUS is delivering hometown service and world-class reliability.
Robert Ritty and Archer O'Neill back here at Lions Stadium trying to talk over the PA. Greenville just scored their 2nd touchdown, and Figueroa lining up like he's going to try the onside kick. He's been able to accomplish that pretty well. Let's see if the Lions can recover. He's probably going to kick to his left. Here it is, and it's covered nicely by one of the up guys from Kaufman, so they're going to start right at midfield.
Yeah, it looked like he got it right before where that and the big bounce that Figueroa was probably hoping for it. And while we got a second, I'm there with some latest scores from the district as Taylor Tigers are leading the Crandon Pirates 35-3. It doesn't say when the last update was, but nonetheless, they're up pretty big on Crandall. As Corsicana is also losing pretty big to Midlothian Heritage as they're down 48-10 tonight. As Rob mentioned last night, Ennis played Mesquite Poteet, and Ennis took that one away.
Yeah, earlier in the season, Turtle defeated Midlothian Heritage 21-14, and we don't know anything about how that game went, but Heritage is playing angry. Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think Turtle's probably going to walk away with the district crown, but it'll be interesting to see Heritage in the playoffs. Here's a handoff to Rose around the right side. He's loose. He's gone spin. He's Julie Lorenzo. Wow, that's a quick strike right there, and it looks like I thought Rose paired up into Henry, but he's doing a little dance in there.
Yeah, I think that's one of those celebrations they're doing now. Is they act like early and they do something celebratory afterwards.
Well, that 50-yard scambler sure puts a damper on the Greenville comeback.
Yes, it was indeed. And I noticed the game clock here at the stadium is still running after a touchdown, which I think even with a running clock, that's not supposed to be happening.
Well, not with a game that's just close, but at 34-14, apparently, clock operator has a hot date later on. Here the Sockeye went to Renteria. That's his 5th consecutive. And the referee is rooting his arms out. Maybe he's trying to get the attention. Clock operator.
Seems as if.
He's reset the clock at 3:45, so the clock operator just decided he wanted to get to Chick-fil-A for another sandwich.
Well, it looks like by the way, it's at 3:35 even, so I don't know how they cooled off 25 seconds on that one, but I guess I'll agree with them and match my clock to theirs.
Well, the score is 35-14, and Kaufman is clearly on their way to their first district victory. And despite a game effort from the Greenville Lions, they're going to go to 0-9 for the season, 0-6 in district. So difficult situation for these young guys in this Greenville roster. The injury bug surely has had an effect with the loss of Jamori Hand at the early in the season. I mean, he was clearly the team leader, not only at linebacker, but also as the number 1 running back.
Yeah, which we saw him in the first game against Frisco Heritage. He broke off for about a 75-yard touchdown in the first few plays of the game. So very sad to lose him so early.
This Renteria's kickoff. It's coming down. 2 guys try to take it. Whitus has it. Whitus is grabbed quickly. That's really good coverage by the special teams for Montana.
And it looks a little bit extra, which I'm more curious. There could have been a flag there, I feel. But nonetheless, it'll bring up 1st and 10 from, well, I'm not so sure where, because he got pushed back about 7 extra yards back.
Well, they're not close to the 30 this time, but they're outside the 20, so with 3:28 remaining, the Lions were clearly, probably aired out because incompletion stopped the clock. So the big boys are coming out. Looks like we've got Mayfield, Martin, Davenport, Maldonado, and Sixtos up front. Walking here on time, McEwen and Frame. Aiming hitting down to there, the band playing, and the pass is caught by McEwen. He was standing way on the sideline. Looked like he was out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he was still turning around on that sideline. It was able to make a few extra yards off of it. As a book Bray to pick up a nice chunk of yardage and also stop the clock by getting out of bounds. So
not bad on 1st down. It looked like the Kaufman defense kind of lost track of it. McEwen was coming out of the backfield. 1st and 10 right at midfield. There's a blitz from Martin. Freeman gets away, but he can't get away from everybody.
Yeah, that was a big pull from Martin. First in the pressure, ran into some more guys from his team. As Freeman, unmanly, as you said, just wasn't able to get away from everybody. Just one of them.
And we don't know whether you can hear us or not, folks, because both bands are having a battle right now.
Fun thing to see is sometimes the Greenville band is way closer to us and very hype, and sometimes you can't really hear the other band, so it's really nice hearing all the sound.
2nd and 14 for Greenville. McEwen in motion. Freeman looks for him. He finds him. Takes 1 tackle, but can't break the next one. He gets pounded out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a big hit that the Kaufman Lions like to hear, but I don't know. When you hear a big hit like that, normally it means they hit them with their helmet to their other helmet. So, not a good sign for McEwen there.
The tackle was made by Jordan Randall, and you got a big round of applause from the crowd. He was one of the homecoming king nominees. Big old guy, and Montana McEwen was just stood up by Martin and then just hammered by Randall. 3rd and 15. Stumbling is Freeman, looking downfield. Once again, he overshoots Colbert just by just a little bit too much adrenaline going with Freeman tonight. He's been high with separate crosses.
And Colbert definitely feeling that far drop that he had, because he got up pretty high and was brought down after the incompletion, and he's slow to get up.
I think he maybe might have frustrated than hurt.
Possibly so, and possibly that's a very good day. But it looks like he's actually walking off with a little bit of a limp on his right side.
Might have tweaked an ankle when he came down. Anyway, it's 4th and 1. At this point, I don't see any reason to punt the ball.
And it seems like they don't see a reason either. It's likely even if they did turn the ball in, QE kneels and call the game.
Except there's some confusion. Now Greenville has timeouts if they want to use it. Freeman takes a snap. We got the bottom of the band's guard. Freeman missed the parcel there, and he missed his done.
It looks like it stopped right at the 2-minute out as well. So we're probably over a bit of a break. You feel caught getting there. So we're going to take a little moment after this message from GEUS.
At GEUS, we're proud of our competitive electric rates. And if you want to save even more, think about changing your thermostat by 4 degrees on some of the hottest or coldest days of the year. We call it 4 degrees of savings, and it's one way you can save money so you can have more nights out, more ice cream cones, and more fun with your family. GEUS, hometown service, world-class reliability.
We're back now. First down Kaufman after that turnover on downs. Bell's at the Greenville 36-yard line. Devin Fivecoat hands to Ray. Rose breaks a tackle. He's down inside the 40. And he's fished out of bounds inside the 30.
Which probably not what they wanted, because they probably wanted to keep rolling. So that'll force them to at least run another work play. Greenville has a few timeouts that could drag this one out if they wanted to. Which actually, it looks like they're going to go ahead and just get the rolling clock going.
I think Greenville's interested in getting on the bus and getting back to Greenville as quick as they can.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few trick-or-treaters out still.
There we go. Another disappointing loss for the Lions. They'll still be looking for their horse victory when they entertain Crandall at home next Thursday evening. We'll be on call with Bentley Ludd back in the booth. And off to Rose, up the middle. There's Rose, and he's tripped up. Good job by Maldonado there. I'm sorry, Coronado. Look at these two guys mixed up.
Yeah, no, I've been having to take a look every single time, and on the depth chart, their names are right next to each other. So if we call them Sergio Maldonado or Julian Coronado, I'm sorry.
Well, let's give Coronado the credit for that tackle because it was a good one. Rose he was ticketed for the end zone before Coronado grabbed his ankles.
Very much so, and this looks like it's probably going to be the last play of the game as they're going to draw the clock out to the very end.
2nd and 6. Devin Fivecoat takes a snap, hands to Sheffield this time, and the backup running back lumbers his way down close to a face down. We're going to give him the first down yardage. Brock's running with 22 seconds remaining, and that's going to do it, folks. Both teams headed to the sidelines, lining up for the handshake at the 50-yard line. Once again, from Lions Stadium, Herman Mayfield Field in Kaufman, Texas. Final score, the Kaufman Lions 35, the Greenville Lions 13. So for Tiffany Lynn, for William and Josh on the cameras, for my sidekick Archer India, I'm Bob Muty saying good night, everybody, and God bless you.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.